A couple of teams are going to be fighting hard to make a Final Four run tomorrow, but they got to get through each other first here. So Penn State, Ohio State, Big Ten rivals outside of college dodgeball. We're going to be flanked by Grand Valley State, who will act as our referees for this game here. So thank you for joining us. This is our third queue of games here today. College Dodgeball Nationals Day 1 live from Athens, Ohio.
You know, there's a lot on the line for this game. So right now, Ohio State is sitting at the 4 seed currently within the bracket, and Penn State, last I checked, is the 9 seed. And so for Penn State, getting any type of bump right here is to keep them to a much more comfortable spot for Sunday's bracket play.
Yeah, you could possibly, if you can get out of that 8-9 hole, you can avoid facing the number 1 team in the round of 8 there. Give yourself a shot in the arm at making Final Four here.
And we just saw what Michigan State did to JMU. They know how capable they are.
What? Oh, I just missed the catch. Colin Varga, he always puts his body on the line. If you saw our most recent top 10 video, you saw he put that on full display at the Ohio Dodgeball Cup, and I thought he snared that catch, but...
Yeah, unfortunate, but sometimes, you know, it's better to be lucky than good, and that would have, luck would have been really helpful there.
Absolutely. So Ohio State made a solo throw, and they'll retreat now. Penn State to make a throwback. Nice cross by the freshman Kemmer.
Yeah, caught a little bit lazy there on the Penn State guy. Not a lot of communication from this side of the court either, and that's what ended up resulting in his out. Very important.
Kemmer is going to be near the top of the freshman All-America list, I can tell you that. This kid's been a stud all season, a great addition to this Buckeye team that was already coming in with high hopes for this season. So outside of this, he understand he's joined Midwest Mutiny for the upcoming dodgeball season, so it'll be great to see him play in there as well. But right now he's focused on the task at hand.
Absolutely. And right now, a little bit of an edge on Ohio State's favor. They've got some ball control. They've gotten a couple of outs as well. I think it's now 3-1 in terms of outs with Penn State with 3 players out and only 1 out for Ohio State. So a little bit of a different Penn State on the fan. But that'll help change the tide. Nice catch there from Cloud.
Ginsburg's one of the main counter throwers for Ohio State there out of that middle section there, and a rare missed block by Derek Kemper. He's high on the list of best blockers in the league, so.
That was a perfect throw from Briceland, just right at the toes.
Penn State grabbing a little bit of momentum. Alpha's curse right there as I say that.
As you say that, throw a catch and another guy gets hit for Penn State. You know, I really like what Ohio State's doing out of their counter plays right now. They're making sure that they're being the aggressor, and they are
nice catch.
Also making some time to catch it.
That's Prohaska in the middle. They are very. Elijah Thomas gets hit there, then Ben Dardia goes down, so that's big for a couple of big gets there for Penn State. But I like Ohio State's pace. They may not always throw a counter right away, but they're running up very quick and kind of forcing Penn State to show their hand or maybe pre-counter.
Oh, and a great throw.
Utterbeck goes down on that. Ohio State's got to be careful. One more player and they'll go down on the 10 clock. So if you were with us last game, we explained how that works. Each team, we play 2 25-minute halves. In order to get a point, you have to take out all of your opponent's players. Meanwhile, there is a 15-second independent running shot clock for each team. If the team gets down to 5 players, that shot clock then goes down to 10. So Ohio State is right on the doorstep of dropping down to 10. What? They're like, okay, I thought that was a catch. They're going to say it hit the ground and rolled up into his legs first there. So.
Yeah, and I think that was the correct call. We have
Absolutely. Ohio State, there's no shortage of talent on Ohio State's roster, and they've still got plenty of arms and firepower left on the court for them.
I wish that Zach Eck had pulled that trigger just a little bit earlier. He hesitated, gave the Ohio State player a little bit more time to get back, but I do appreciate it being.
Even though we don't have a point scored yet, just over 4 minutes by Colin Varga. going to bust his chin again. I was just going to say, I love the pace of this game right now. There's a lot of action. We haven't had a point completed yet, but 4.5 minutes gone by.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the big things for this game, Penn State has what I would say is kind of the fastest pace of any of the teams in the NCAA this season. They really love their run and gun style. Not too uncommon to see them score, on average, more than 7 points between their coach.
And after this next throw by the Nittany Lions, they will drop down to the 10 clock there. So we've got Cloud Tapia-Manin going to make that throw. And he gets countered, but it's caught. So that'll keep him off the 10 clock now. He returns fire at Kemmer near the booth here.
Yeah, talk about a timely catch. We got a little 6v6 action going on right now, and it's not overtime. Oh, back.
Nice catch by the Nittany Lion.
Next throw, once again, Penn State will be back down to 10.
Good high throw, is effective and gets the bounce back.
Nice little kind of throw there, but just misses. Fargo with a great finish.
What a catch by Kemmer. That brings in Kemper. Got to make sure we keep those names straight all day. State's got to be careful.
And that's a ball's over call.
Oh, they called a ball's over anyway. What I was just about to say is that Penn State player, he was alone by himself coming up there. I think that's Hetrick, the freshman. He's got to be careful if he's going to fully commit to a throw like that when he doesn't have help with him or blockers, because he's going to leave himself out in no man's land, and that's an easy counter.
Yeah, and that's just something that comes with learning, getting more familiar with the game and not putting yourself necessarily in that position, but ultimately kind of all for not. Giving the ball over call there.
I think Cloud knows what they're going to do. He just extended his arm, said, "Come at me, bro."
And I don't blame them for wanting to take that approach. I mean, he is a very talented catcher along with thrower. So draw that fire, potentially get in a nice catch. What a perfect.
Well executed team throw. The first two, all three were right on the button there. Kemper going to lead the charge for the Buckeyes right in front of your screen here. 6.5 gone by. First half, 0-0. Ohio on the doorstep of the point, though.
Good return fire right there.
Prohaska gets just low enough, and that throw just misses wide of his head. All right, and they're going to say, I believe that's Hunter Smith, the sophomore. They're going to say he slid out of bounds on that dodge there. So a bad break for the Nittany Lions, but
we actually got a timeout now from the official.
Yeah, Ben Spart stopped the play for a minute there. So
yeah, they stopped play to try to address the player that was out. Obviously, very loud in this gym. Not everybody hears before they stop the player not.
Now they'll get it going again here.
Kemper running up. He wants it.
Good throw takes out Grube there.
Except Kemper, and then Kemmer ended up delivering.
Another great team throw by Ohio State.
A little bit of confusion on whether he was out or not. They're saying that he was safe.
All right. Yeah. I didn't see much changing direction of the balls. Nothing hit him too clean. And Ginsburg misses a catch from his knees.
Well, if you believe in ball don't lie, then that might be an indication. But also in ball don't lie.
Ohio State really feasted in that point. They had about 2-3 really good team throws, and instead of just going straight at their opponent, they kind of did that pinch play where they have someone on the left and maybe someone from the middle or someone from the left and the right kind of throwing from either side, flanking the guy. That's just a really hard throw, especially when it's accurate. That's a really hard throw to stay away from.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you're Penn State, really the big adjustment that you're going to need to make is, one, you're going to need to see a lot better communication from the weak side plays, because you got to make sure that your guys are prepared for those cross counters. But then, also by extension, if you're a player and you're throwing along the sideline, make sure that you're putting yourself in a position where you can try to make a catch.
Next point, I'll be the player point.
Getting a little communication from one of our technicians here.
working on solving some of the technical difficulties by trying to bring the best broadcast possible in the world of dodgeball.
Absolutely, and it takes a village here. Got to give a shout out to our current president, Dylan Greer, who's just been, right now he's trying to help coach and enjoy this game as much of a fan as he can be, but also as an Ohio State alumni. He's put his blood, sweat, and tears into this season. That slide by Prohaska probably shouldn't have been allowed. Sorry about that right in front of us, but he's put a lot of time, energy, and effort into this season. And Kevin Bailey, head of content, chief of content, I should say, has really got the team together. But like I said, it takes a village. There's so many folks, current players, alumni, that are part of the content team that are helping you bring all of this to you today. So we thank everybody for their efforts, and back to the action here.
A little bit of a tough start. And our man Tony Stumpo taking one on the hands there.
Yeah, knocked my clipboard out. Lost my roster there, but we'll persevere. We're gamers. Play through the pain.
What I was going to say was a little bit of a tough start for Penn State on the opening rush, not getting a lot of ball control, but now it looks like a little bit even on a ball count, however, still behind the player count at this point.
Yeah, they did get Ginsburg out on a counter throw there, so that's big for them, but still Ohio State in complete control right now. And good cross throw by O'Malley there. Caught the Nittany Lions in the middle sleeping. Now, Ohio State's bread and butter is the team throwing the crosses right now, and Penn State's going to need to make an adjustment to those crosses.
And a great test in the corner right there for Penn State. I was just about to say, if you're Penn State or a Penn State fan, I wouldn't panic just quite yet. One of the things that, we talked about before, or at least I mentioned earlier, is this team plays at a really fast pace. But they can come across points quickly. And 2 timely catches and another throw, that's a 3-kill swing right there. If you play Call of Duty, that's a UAV for you.
Yeah, Prohaska got caught sleeping there. He's mad at himself on the sideline right now, but Penn State, just like that, is right back in this game. They got 8 players on their side now.
This should be roughly 8 as well for Ohio State, so a nice even matchup once again. Really a lot of back and forth momentum swings in this match so far.
O'Malley takes out Gold after he missed Cloud, and it kind of got to the second level, takes out Gold. So great long throw by O'Malley there. He's had himself a good start, 10 minutes into this first half. Kevin Utterback just ran himself into an out there.
And a nice team throw right there. Yeah, a lot of really great teams happening on the Ohio State side. Tough thing that they're now having multiple throws coming from multiple angles. Not much.
Number 0, Zach Taylor was doing a little dance in front of the monitor here. Ben Dardia going to lead the charge back for the Buckeyes here out of the middle. Ben Dardia gets countered too, pleading for help there.
Yeah,
blockers were a step or 2 behind.
Yeah, and I really like that from Penn State right there. They read the situation well. The guy was and took the counter opportunity when they had it. Unfortunately, followed it up with the catch right after the announcement.
Penn State hasn't adjusted to simply not throwing at Elijah Thomas right now because he just reeled in another catch, and he's one of the more dangerous catches in the league. Kemmer with a great throw. Penn State playing with reckless abandon now, and it's kind of showing as they're down to just 2 players left.
Oh, that's going to be not quite.
Kemmer with yet another kill. He's been having himself a point so far. Lone Nittany Lion is Hetrick, the freshman. O'Malley finishes him off there. Ohio State takes a commanding 2-0 lead, not even halfway through the first half here.
Yeah, and again, I do want to emphasize on the Penn State side, no need to panic yet. We still got a lot of dodgeball action left and a lot of time to get back into this. I think really the big thing that's working well for Ohio State right now, they're playing really well as a team. You see the team throws connecting super well. They're also doing a really good job controlling the neutral zone, and that's been to Penn State's disadvantage thus far.
Yeah, I think Ohio State's done a really nice job of thwarting any little bit of momentum Penn State's tried to get. We saw it in that second point right there. Penn State had made a couple catches, got a throwing kill, caught Prohaska sleeping over there, and it didn't faze Ohio State at all. They just immediately responded and just one after another just methodically took out Penn State. It just didn't matter. So every time Penn State's had a chance to get momentum, Ohio State just pushed it back. We'll see if Penn State can break through here, try to cut this lead in half. 13-13 to go first half, third Q of games here. Number 3 Ohio State, number 8 Penn State.
Yeah, I think I think that for Penn State right now, they had some opportunities that they took advantage of when it came to the quick counters. And I think that really that's going to be the big key is that if Ohio State's going to control zone, you just got to be willing to let it when you have your closest distance instead of, making those longer distance throws.
Quick kill for Cloud that takes out Brian, number 45.
And actually a good ball control now for Ohio State, a 6'4" advantage in that regard.
Yeah, and they're on the less favorable side in terms of wall, so Prohaska gets countered.
And see, that's what I was talking about, that great counter play. And smart play from Cloud right there. He pushed the pace a little bit, make Ohio State uncomfortable, but knew he was in no man's land all by himself. So not forcing the play to consider the
Lemcole just resets there at the top of your screen, flanked by Kemper. Down goes number 2, Stewart, for the Nittany Lions there on the counter throw. You'll notice Ginsburg, one of the senior leaders here for Penn State. He'll patrol that middle area, Ohio State. He'll patrol that middle.
A couple of good counter throws for Ohio State.
Colin Vargo with another catch. Already called his name a few times today. Miller's going to reset. Now Penn State will charge right to left. Utterback gets tagged on a counter there.
Excellent, perfect cross court.
Great counter on Kemmer by Smith. Varga almost bailed him out with a team throw. Again, laying his body on the line. Ben Dardia now going to lead the charge, flanked by Elijah Thomas here. The Buckeyes move left to right with ball control and player advantage. Also up 2-0. Down go 2 more Nittany Lions.
The Lions do get Ryan Ginsburg at that exchange, but when they're down on numbers, 2 is still not super ideal to take out of the player.
And they will be down on the 10-second shot clock now, thanks to only having 5 players left. So Ben Dardia with a great counter.
7-4 advantage right now for the Buckeyes in terms of player count.
Miller and Brian right in front of our screen here, kind of taking over the corner spot here on this right side in the absence of Prohaska and Kemmer.
Looks like Thomas with the kill right there. Another well-executed throw for them.
Yeah, they took out Ian Robb, the sophomore, number 88.
So in this position right now for Penn State, well, I was going to
wake up and find a catch.
I was going to say, obviously you're looking for a catch, and thankfully I didn't say it in time to announce his info, but obviously looking for a catch here. I think that you probably want to play. You're going to need to, play a little bit risky in terms of laying out catches right now before you let the kids get away from you. Worst case scenario, obviously you get out, but this is a point where, you got to make sure that you try and get some momentum back in your favor.
O'Malley really likes that kind of thrown across his body, like from his right to left at players. And then with a high throw, nobody home.
And actually for Penn State, getting one more out here is going to be really crucial. With Ohio State down to 6 players, and if they can force them to get on their 10-second count as well, that'll help them immensely.
Oh, big missed opportunity for the Nittany Lions there.
Yeah. Now 6-3. Buckeyes coming in on the counter.
Nobody runs up with a full head of steam and then stops on a dime like Kemper. Like, you always think he's coming in hot and he's going to just run you down, and he just kind of holds up, waits for his team to catch up. And like you talked about now, the next throw, Ohio State's going to be on the 10 clock, and here's a catch by the Nittany Lions. But now suddenly it's 4v4. We're all even. Jimenez trying to play wall ball, but he's just going too high with his throws there, and it's not good enough to be a legal throw in the legit area zone there. Yeah. Kemper got away with it. Varga, another catch, back to back. Wow. He is pumped up, and then Guardia and O'Malley finished the job, and Ohio State is up 3-0 just like that. How quickly this game can turn on its head. Yeah, net. I think Dylan Fettig, a member of our e-board and content team, might have been right there, Johnny on the spot, to get a great clip of that. So look for that one on the socials for sure.
So, obviously there's been a lot of things that have been going well for Ohio State. Tony, what kind of changes would you like to see out of Penn State, you think, to get back to this?
I think they've run themselves into a few too many outs here. So I think they've got to stay patient. They've been trying to charge ahead and play with a good pace as they like to. So I'd like to see them not run themselves into outs like that, and they just need to keep their head on a swivel with these cross throws. Ohio State, now, at that point there, just some crazy timely catching right there from Varga. You had some catches from Thomas. Not a whole lot you can do about that. But really keep your head on a swivel and don't let Ohio State get away with these cross throws and catch you sleeping. So I think if Penn State can kind of turn that around, make Ohio State earn more of those outs, it'll look like a very different point.
The head on the swivel thing is looking for these cross-court counters. And you can take what has been thus far Ohio State's advantage, which has been those cross-court counters, and turn it into weakness, as a result of catches. That's also going to help because then that they're going to have to start hesitating twice about what they play. That's going to be a really big key for Penn State. And again, I think that they also make sure
Hoska gets the double tap there, and he gets taken out early, so. There's that cross.
That's right before from the player coming into him, so can't be too mad.
Kemmer really loves flying off that back line and just going straight at an opponent.
Yeah, and I think I would be curious to see if Ohio State tried to take the take their foot off the gas pedal a little bit here to wind their way into halftime. Obviously there's something to be said about continuing to play your game and not go into prevent mode, as some teams might say. But it was a good start for Penn State, and making sure that they maintain a 3-point lead going into the second half, I think, is going to be huge in terms of making sure that they secure a win. Another
player down for Penn State via Nick Kemmer.
And then Miller goes out for Ohio State there. Great toe tap.
Kemmer may, he's trying to make a statement here today. He could find himself at the top of that rookie All-America list, you know, with performances like this, I tell you. Down goes Jimenez for the Nittany Lions on a great team throw. Executed well by the Buckeyes. All right, so Taylor with a good block on a full windup from Kemmer.
Yeah, Ohio State thought they had that one, but he said no, sir.
Long throw by Kemmer. He gets away with it.
And then
Renpool gets taken out.
So Ohio State now down to 6 players, 1 away from a 10 count of their own. And this is a great spot for Penn State. And announcer thinks right there. As Cloud ends up throwing a catch there. Ohio State back up to 7. But still a pretty strong spot. 5 minutes is manageable in order to try and get this point before halftime.
With the second ball, takes out Nittany Lion in the corner there, and the Buckeyes have gotten themselves right back in. What a great catch.
Oh,
and then a missed one by Leonard there.
Yeah. I sung his praises, and again, the announcer's jinx. Striking one.
It's alive and well.
Yeah. At least we know it's a normal day.
Penn State with 7 players, Ohio State with 6 here. Pretty well contested point so far here. A couple solo throws missed the mark. 4:20 to go here, first half. Been all Ohio State early. Penn State trying to cut this lead down before halftime.
Down goes Mason Blanchard for Penn State, which is an unfortunate out. One of their better players, seasoned veteran.
So Penn State's been kind of hanging on their back line now. They've really slowed the pace down a little bit, but
it's still within reach, 6v6 right now. I think for Penn State, what worries me a little bit is they're playing a little bit flat-footed on their counter right now. They're not in an attacking position right after the throw. Great catch there from number 2 for Penn State. That was Hunter Stewart, sophomore.
Ohio State will now be on the 10 clock, and I don't know if this is the first time they've been on it so far this game, but Keller returns fire, but nobody home. And Penn State's got ball control right now. We'll see if they can dial something up.
Yeah, I think they need to dial up some team throws here, put some balls on the target, and that's exactly what we're about to see. Unfortunately, just misses, but I like the idea, and they should try it again.
Ooh, Kemmer just misses Taylor there. Was able to kind of twist and get his way out of there.
Oh, and back-to-back outs right there for Penn State. Good tag from Hunter Stewart. So now Ohio State down to 3 players.
They've got 3 good players left. 3 that you would, as I say that, down goes Kemper. So you got Utterback and O'Malley.
And we have a timeout on the court.
Yeah, Ginsburg was trying to get a timeout called while their balls were on their side of the court. Another good strategic type player there. We saw Kevin Wynn do that for Michigan State in the last game. We try to call that timeout right there to maintain ball control on that side, and I do think they're going to benefit in that the timeout was called and granted prior to Kemper being taken out there. So that's a big break for the Buckeyes there. Gives them another good player left in. 2:40 to go. Penn State desperately trying to cut this down to a 2-point lead and get some momentum going into half. 3-1 looks a lot better than 3-0.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think that they've done a lot of great things this point. And specifically in the catching department has really saved them a lot here. I would like to see the team throws get executed a little bit more frequently here, push the pace a little bit, make sure that you guys are trying to secure this point before the end of halftime. And here we go.
Yeah, Ohio State did get, they came away with ball control, so it was a good timeout. They can just kind of keep throwing safe throws and burn 10 seconds at a time. Kemper flirting with danger there, and they're going to say he got hit on his foot there. Ben Smart, head ref, was all over that one.
Yeah, Penn State was confident in it. Ben Smart was confident in it.
Utterback, pretty good catcher in his own right here, so they got to be careful with him. O'Malley definitely more of an arm. He gets taken out. There it is, Penn State. Penn State gets the 2 final kills with 2 minutes to go, so we... Looks like there's maybe some dispute as to what's going on. Penn State thinks they've got a point here.
And they do.
They do. We are going to go to half. Okay, we'll have 2 minutes and 1 second run over. So as we explained in the last game, if you're still with us here, if you're just joining us, another little rule. If a point is taken with less than 4 minutes to go in the first half, we'll simply take that time and roll it over into the second half and add it right onto that initial normal 25 minutes. So we'll start the second half with 27:01 instead of the normal 25 minutes.
Yeah, so, we get a little bit of a breather to go over some halftime analysis and, things that we like, things that we want to see change for both sides. I think, obviously, it goes without saying there's a lot to like from the Ohio State side. The counters have been effective. The team throws have been effective. What I really love is they're getting down into that athletic stance, ready to run players down in the neutral zone on those counters. And I think that intensity has been a big difference maker, and it's, given them a lot of momentum.
Absolutely. I do think Penn State has kind of found their groove with some catches here. If you take Colin Varga off of Ohio State, I would say Penn State's probably been the better catching team, but it's been about even thanks to the work of Mr. Varga over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And spoiler alert, with that back-to-back catch there, he may find himself on the top 10 again. I think we'd already mentioned that. So if you want to see the most recent top 10 from February, Colin found himself on that list with just a great catch at the Ohio Dodgeball Cup, laying his body on the line. Unfortunately, it ruined the rest of his day, but definitely helped them advance to the finals of the Ohio Dodgeball Cup. So good to see him back playing again now, coming back from that injury. Yeah,
absolutely. So we're going to be waiting on getting some scores from around the other courts as well, and we'll update you when that's available. As far as some other, kind of highlights from, today and scores and that sort of deal, a lot of, to be fair, at least on the score, at least as far as scoring is concerned, a lot of one-sided games thus far. Our closest ones, we had Michigan State, JMU just right before this, which was a competitive 4-2 game. Ohio and UVA.
Actually, it's been I don't know that I can just name one name. Evan Hetrick's had a lot of time on the court. He's been one of their last men standing quite a bit. But I mean, it's been a pretty even attack for Penn State. A lot of guys have stepped up in different areas. For Ohio State, I'm going to go back to Colin Varga. He's had catch after catch today. And head ref Ben Smart will get us started here. So second half underway. Penn State looking to continue the momentum. We'll see what they dial up out of the half here.
A good counter right there from Brian Ginsberg. Gets the first out of the second half.
So worth noting, want to point this out, Ginsberg and Kemper have switched positions. Ginsberg is now playing from that right or left corner, and he's taking those counter shots, and Kemper's patrolling the middle now. That's the first time I've seen them do this. They must have saw something where they had an opportunity there, and that adjustment makes sense to them. So Kemmer gets taken out at the top of your screen there.
Yeah, that was a nice sneaky throw. Kind of got lost in the crowd a little bit.
Blanchard gets taken out on the second throw there. So Ohio State maintaining ball control despite having what you would probably say is the worst side to be on right now with their backs against that full wall.
Yeah.
Cloud gets taken out. There's a catch by number 1, Jacob Leonard. So I would say if I did have to pick a Penn State standout, like Leonard has made some great catches so far for them. If he continues to do that, Penn State's going to have a chance here.
Yeah, absolutely. And another catch right there for Penn State. That time it was number 6, Nate Wiggins. And then a perfectly executed team throw, so that's 3 straight kills.
Just like that. Just like that, Penn State has grabbed the momentum and looking to continue what they were doing at the end of the first half. Ben Dardia was begging for a call there, but meanwhile, Lemko got taken out in the bottom corner of your screen there. Gotta be careful. There's that man again, Varga.
Man, he is feeling himself, and he has every right to. And see, again, I wish there was a little bit more urgency on these counter plays for Penn State. I feel like they're letting Ohio State get a little bit too deep and missing out on some great opportunities to take advantage of the strong arms that Penn State has to offer.
Quarterback just evades the throw there, coming from number 2. That's Hunter Stewart, the sophomore. He had a pretty good day at the War. I saw him play there for the first time. Looked like a really good player.
I was going to say, he's been one of the better offensive players for Penn State thus far.
Just had a missed catch over there. Another team throw, and then late cross there. And that's Ian Robb taking out Prohaska there. So that's a big arm off the court for Ohio State again. Kemmer's back in, though. Right on cue, Kemmer got a kill there, so I don't know if that's going to count as a legal throw. Apparently it did.
Take a 50-50, but we'll trust the staff. So I will say for Ohio State, not a ton of arm strength on the court right now for them. And I think Penn State, they're going to need to try to key in on that, take advantage of it, and get some catches here.
Yeah, right now you got Elijah Thomas and Varga. Their catches have kind of been Ohio State's bread and butter right now. So Penn State just needs to maybe be smart and just try to save those guys, see if they can't just get it down to those two, force them into a bad spot. Penn State has 7 players left. Ohio State also 7 players left. So great throw by Blanchard, takes out Kemper, just gets below his block there with a nice over-the-top throw.
So now Ohio State with 6 players, 1 more. They'll get to that 10-second count.
Ohio State's still got dangerous players left. You got 2 dangerous arms and
There's a little bit of confusion on whether or not the catch took place before the out. They're saying that the catch stands, catch and out.
Yeah,
I don't think Dinsburg is going to be able to make much of a change at this point. But
Brian got caught sleeping, sorry, on a long cross throw there, but and a catch by Jimenez. That's just too easy there.
Yeah, as I said, Ohio State a little bit down on arms at the moment. Take advantage of some of those solo throws.
I don't know why Cloud is even looking at Thomas or Varga right now. Kemmer, there goes the big arm. So you got Dardia and Thomas, 2 upperclassmen.
Team throw right here on this side. Takes out Elijah Thomas.
Down to the lone Buckeye, Ben Dardia. Takes out Groom. He gets a quick kill there.
Team throw coming, and he's done.
Well executed. Wow, okay, so just under 21 minutes to go for the second half. Penn State knocking on the door now. They got Ohio State on their heels, and they're playing some great dodgeball. 3-2 Buckeyes.
Yeah,
all the momentum with the Nittany Lions, sorry.
Yeah, again, and that's the important thing, which is that sorry about that, technical difficulty. And that, and that's the, as I said before for, Penn State, it was important for them not to panic because they have the ability to get back in the game. Now, conversely, it's important for Ohio State not to panic here. You gave up 2 straight points, but, just execute the game plan that you had in the first half and you'll be golden.
Yeah, Penn State's finally corralling those catches, and all the momentum is with the Nittany Lions right now. So our scoreboard on the screen is accurate. Penn State has scored 2 straight points here. Just under 21 minutes to go, trying to tie Ohio State, who ran out to a 3-0 lead here. Plenty of time left. It's a real barn burner, folks. Stick with us here. We are in our 3rd queue of games today. Day 1, live from Athens, Ohio. The National Collegiate Dodgeball Association Championships. Thought Lemko might take that shot right in front of us here. He held back.
Yeah, and I thought Penn State would, conversely as well, take a little bit of a shot there.
So Ginsburg and Kemper switched back, and down goes Kemper real quick there in the corner.
Now for Penn State right here, one thing that I also would like to see change a little bit. I mentioned before I wish that they would get more, into a little bit more of an athletic position to try to counter. But also you see a lot of balls in the back where guys, are kind of being, where the throwers are kind of being left in no man's land, and you still have 3 guys with balls, back that aren't any type of threat to either block, attack, or anything like that. And that's something that you would like to see change.
Long throw. Kemmer blocks it in front of him, and he'll lead the charge back to the Buckeyes here.
And they realized what I was just about to say, which is with as many balls as Penn State had right there, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw a team throw, and they did. Just missed on both of the throws.
Penn State's, I feel like they're definitely controlling the pace now. Rob with a long throw, nobody home. Uh-oh. An unfortunate play right there for Penn State.
Oh man, I know Vargas had some really great catches, but I think you got to take advantage of him when he's, kind of exposed like that, less than, 10 feet away. But no action taken.
Long throw gets O'Malley in the leg there.
Yeah, Jacob Leonard really has been kind of, I think, it has been a well-balanced game for Penn State, but Jacob Leonard has made more plays than most on his side. He's really keeping him in this one.
Rube just misses the catch, and he's shaking his head. He's like, hey, Jimenez with another catch now. That's about his 3rd in the second half so far. So,
and Elijah Thomas caught reaching, and unfortunate for him.
And here 18 and a half to go, second half. Momentum all with the Nittany Lions, as it has been since the end of the first half. And Kemmer gets taken out now. That was the biggest arm left on the court, in my opinion anyway, for the Buckeyes. They do still have Yardia, Ginsburg, Varga, the catcher. I've had some.
And that's a timeout taken right there for Ohio State.
I've had some balls come really close to the danger zone here, and I'm getting a little jumpy.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say that dodgeball is not a spectator sport. Even if you're in the stands, you got to be involved and ready to make a play.
Yeah, maybe one of the days we'll get NHL-style glass that's like you don't play right up to it, but you can kind of rattle the boards and not have to worry about getting hit in the face with a rubber dodgeball at 65 miles an hour.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, right now, this point has a lot of momentum in favor of Penn State. I do think that was a really timely timeout right there from Ohio State. They recognized the situation. They had an opportunity to get ball control back by taking that timeout, and that's what's going to be key for them in order to try and get back into this point.
Absolutely. I think they just want to sort of slow down some of that momentum for the Nittany Lions right now. Penn State just needs to keep doing what they're doing. A lot of dodgeball left. Even if they tie it up in the next few minutes here, there's going to be a heck of a lot of time left for one of these teams to take advantage, but anything can happen in the NCDA, that's for sure.
Absolutely. They said it next time. Another thing to note, Ohio State, 5 players, so they are on a 10 count, whereas Penn State has a host of Lions, or I should say a pride of Lions, I suppose, 9 on their side, so not necessarily in danger of the 10 count. And they're going to look to take advantage of that. Rolling now. See, this is an opportunity where Penn State needs to look to have a quick counter, but unfortunately, they're not really quick off their, they're not quick off their back line there. Oh, great.
Ginsburg with a great low throw.
Yeah, that's the kind of veteran play that you would expect out of a guy with as much experience and talent as he has.
Oh, just a miscatch there by
Hunter Stewart.
Yep.
And that's a that's a great kill for Ohio State there, taking out a really key player. Oh, and a great reset throw right there from Ryan Ginsburg. Kept it away from any any potential hands. Good reset for the foul goal.
Well-executed team throw, just misses the mark. Great knockdowns by Penn State. So when the wall is a factor like it is at a venue like this, you do have to be cognizant of those bounce backs. There's a little extra effort that the teams have to put in to stopping those bounce backs. And you saw Penn State put that on full display just a second ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely an underrated aspect of trying to stay in the game.
Blanchard gets tagged in the chest. I think that was the Ginsburg throw that found the mark there.
So it was 9. It was 9 Penn State players to 5 Ohio State players. It's still 5 Ohio State players, but now it's 6 Penn State players.
And Bendardia takes out Cloud, and suddenly it's 5-5. Speaks volumes to how good and timely that timeout was by the Buckeyes.
Yeah, that's a combination of great players on the court and also great coaching recognizing the situation and figuring out how to turn the tide back in their favor.
You also got a guy like Bendardia on the court. He was the last man standing in that last point that Penn State took, and he's been out there this whole time here. So it's good to probably give him a breather. He's been running around this whole second half for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, I think in my mind right here, if Penn State ends up losing another player here before Ohio State loses one, I would consider calling a timeout to potentially try to regroup and refocus.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
We're going to call the ground right in front of him there. A nice low throw by Ginsburg. He's waiting for Rob, the sophomore.
Rob's showing a lot of athleticism right now.
So right now, Ohio State looks a little more composed and a little more well-oiled machine right now in this situation with the 5v5. They're a little more, I don't know what I want to say, but cohesive right now.
They're playing like they've been here before. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And, they do have the experience on the team that, has been in those types of situations. And additionally, they have coaches who have been in these types of situations. And so that part is really showing.
So Ohio State wasted 3 balls there. And catch by Rob.
Oh, that was great for Penn State.
So that might have been the opportunity that Penn State needed. Ohio State's had ball control since that timeout. So Penn State hadn't really been able to dial anything up from a team throw perspective or anything. So
Vargas creeping up by himself. And Eck looking to target him. Just misses. Oh, and then gets taken out.
Was that Bendardia or was that Evan Utterback that got him there?
I believe that was Dardia. Either way, though, smart play, smart heads-up play from Ohio State. So now we're at 5v4, and actually there's balls
over for Penn State. So we explained the shot clock rule with the 15 seconds, and then when they get down to 5 players or fewer, the team will only have 10 seconds. If they do not get their throw in the LAZ, the legit area zone there, the shot clock will expire and all the balls will go to the other team. So that's what we just had happen here.
Yeah, and that couldn't have come at a better time for Ohio State as well. Now we need to see them execute these team throws, pick off a couple big targets for Ohio State, and really try to seal the deal so you can tie this game back up.
3, 2.
Go at Varga first and put kicks on him.
Man, that is and there was a timeout. So that was Ohio State's second timeout of the second half, so they have no more remaining. But I actually do like that, though. You know, you now have 6 balls on your side, and this point is not lost for them. They have the ability to even potentially win this point. So, you know, I do like the idea from the coaches there.
Yeah, 14 minutes is a lot of time. A lot of time left here. It'd be a lot of time to try to just fill this one out. So I think Ohio State realizes, like, Penn State doesn't have that big of a player advantage right now. Like, we can extend this thing to 2 if we just get 1 or 2 breaks our way. So probably what they're talking about, strategizing, like, kind of take what the Nittany Lions give them maybe. And if you're Penn State, pressure's still on you to get this point. You got a lot of time to do it, but you want to tie this thing up soon here.
Yeah, and, you know, even though that team throw right there didn't work out, I actually do really like the idea of when you had the entire balls on your side from the balls over, put as many as you could on Colin Varga, because, I mean, he's been elite as far as catching goes within this game, and getting an opportunity to take him out when you have, you know, like I said, all the control in your hands was I think, a smart idea, just unfortunately not executed perfectly. And the crowd's really getting into it now.
Oh yeah, the Nittany Lion faithful are trying to implore their team, tie this thing up.
And Ben Smart just letting the Ohio State team know that they are out of timeouts.
Right. Both teams on the 10-second clock. 1 player advantage for Penn State here, 5-4. Ben Dardia opens the action.
Good dodge from Rob. Feeling each other out at the moment. And then a good block right there from Joey Tiger protecting him on the cross.
Good knockdown by Varga there.
Yeah, and I know that it wasn't. Wow. Once again, Jacob Leonard.
Big catch, and that brings in Zach Taylor, the senior.
Good block from Tiger there again. Team throw in the corner, both just missed high. Oh, what a catch from Jimenez.
I think there was a little miscommunication between the Buckeyes there, because Evan Utterback had said, I got it, and Varga threw anyway, and Varga ended up throwing the catch there. So
now 2 players remaining for the Buckeyes.
great dodge there by Dardia, getting as small as he could there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Team throwing, Utterback finds his way into a catch.
Yeah,
he also got out.
Yeah, but that's a perfect situation, because you bring back in Derek Kemper, obviously a very elite player in his own right, and you don't lose a player in that exchange, and Penn State does.
Tiger with kind of a nice sidearm throw there. Near miss on Dardia, who was looking for that drop catch. So they got to be careful here. These guys are very capable catchers for the Buckeyes. Oh, Jimenez gets caught reaching.
Yeah, that ball just rolled right off his shoestrings.
Coming up on 12 minutes to go here, second half. Penn State looking to tie this game against the Buckeyes.
Oh, great throw from Leonard to take out Derek Kemper. That was one of those delayed team throw type of deals. Take advantage of the dodge while he's not, fully in a catching position. And he got him right on the dome.
Ben Dardia remains very, very elusive, and he's the Iron Man for the Buckeyes right now. He's been on the court this entire second half, and there it is.
Right in the
They're
foot.
gonna call him out. Penn State ties it up. 7:43 to go, second half. And it is absolutely anybody's ball game at this point.
You're not lying, Tony. Excuse me there.
Tale of 2 halves so far, really. I mean, not even full halves per se, but I mean, Ohio State runs out to this dominating 3-0 lead, and you just flip the script, did the Nittany Lions, so.
Absolutely. I think right now, one thing that has been kind of an underrated aspect in terms of Penn State's last couple points is they have won the opening rush every single time, within the past 3 points. And because of that, they get the ball control. They're able to have a lot more momentum to take advantage of throws and take away the ability for Ohio State to make counters to team throws. And I think that's been an underrated aspect. And, if I'm Ohio State, one of the things that I will key in on is the fact that the last 2 points, actually, Penn State has been a little bit gun shy on the opening rush, and so I think really it would be important to try and sell out and get as many balls as you can right at the start here, so that then, like I said, you play into your game plan, your team throws, your counters, and you have those balls, to be able to do that.
We'll see if Ohio State can sort of readjust kind of that game theory thing. Penn State made some great adjustments after falling behind 3-0, and now it's there's going to be some pressure on Ohio State to try to do the same here.
Absolutely.
The ref Ben Smart gets us going here, and again, another opening rush win by the Nittany Lions, and they get a kill out of it. They're taking out Elisha Thomas. Dangerous catcher for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, 7 balls to Penn State.
Down goes Lunpool on a team throw. And the Buckeyes are just sitting ducks right now with the wall at their back. Temple gets taken out.
All right, I think
Stewart and Rob missed the mark on their third team throw there, but they have done some serious damage on this right side next to our booth here.
absolutely.
And the Buckeyes got to be feeling a little shell shock. Down goes Prohaska.
Yeah, it's been all Penn State.
Prohaska's been really quiet. He's one of those good big arms for the Buckeyes. They'll need him this whole weekend. He's been awfully quiet in this game. Down goes Kemmer.
Man, Penn State is firing on all cylinders. If you're, like I said, if you're a Nittany Lion fan, absolutely love to see this. If you're a Buckeye fan, this is a nightmare situation right now to start.
Reset by Ginsburg, and then he makes the catch on Cloud, so that's a big momentum shift.
Yeah, that was much needed for Ohio State there.
Just slowing down this momentum from Penn State. We're coming up on the 10 minutes to go mark here. Second half has been all Nittany Lions, and suddenly Ohio State threatening to grab momentum right back.
Yeah, they take out Marty Gold there, which is good. He's been a key thrower for Penn State. So good tag for Ohio State there.
Good knockdown there by Jimenez. Ginsburg tried to play wall ball in the middle.
Absolutely.
Back come the Nittany Lions. And they're going to get a good bounce there. Get 2 balls out of that exchange from the counter from Ohio State.
Penn State playing a little bit of wall ball right now. And it's a smart strategy to take advantage of when you have the opportunity. And a great counter throw right there from Jacob Litter. Takes out Miller for Ohio State.
Evan Miller, the junior, been quiet. Penn State has neutralized him for most of this game today as well. Nine minutes to go, second half, tie ball game here. Absolutely been a game of runs. Ohio State ran out to a 2-0 lead. Been all of Penn State ever since. Great toe tapper there by Darty on Blanchard.
Yeah, I don't really like the decision from Blanchard there. He had a little bit of a late counter throw, got caught in no man's land.
Taylor just was caught by O'Malley there. That brings in Lempool, so that's a big get for these Buckeyes here.
And just like that, I believe we're back to even for both teams in terms of man advantage.
Candidate for game of the day so far here. Knotted at 3, coming up on 8 minutes to go, second half.
Otterback goes down, unfortunately for Ohio State.
Down goes Dart, or no, did that bounce in first?
Down goes me, took one right up the knee.
That was a good little rhyme, yeah, there. Elijah Thomas gets taken out again now. Oh, these Nittany Lions are being very opportunistic right now. They're thriving in the chaos in the middle.
Yeah, 7-6 man advantage.
A couple solo throws. I think Darty and Lempool had a little miscommunication as to who they would go at there. Oh, beautiful.
Teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
The Nittany Lions are flipping for him right now. Oh, good true counter to stop Ginsburg.
Here, call it.
What a catch! Oh, Hunter Stewart, the sophomore. Hunter Stewart's having himself a good point right now. He is very pumped up.
I tell you what, he's got a great name. You got to make a great play when you have a great name like that.
All right, so the Buckeyes are down to 5 players. They've got a pretty good 5 out there right now. A lot of different skill sets. Ben Dardia, he's got to be getting tired now.
And kind of interesting there. Note they were. Excuse me. Varga was kind of exposed in a spot where he could have been taken out. However, I think Penn State's kind of realized not to continue to feed him. Stay away from
that
him.
Stewart just threw one near him.
I think that he definitely was trying to play for a little bit more of a reset.
Announcer's curse. There it is. They take him out right there. So we've got Ginsburg, Will Bryan, and Ben Dardia on the court left for the Buckeyes. 6:20 to go, second half. Penn State looking to come all the way back and take the lead.
Now, Tony, going into your coaching mind right now, for Ohio State, when do you think you consider potentially stepping off the court?
I think if you get down to about 5 minutes and you only have 2 players left, with 3 you can still make a catch or 2. But I think at that point you maybe have to step out. But I don't know. You've got 2 of your best players on the court right now. You step out, you're just giving them the point. Where you can make a catch.
I think
they're going to tell Dardia to step out. 5:40 to go. If Ginsburg comes up with that catch, it's a different story there. We don't want to just give him the point, but Ohio State's going to have to reset, do some serious soul searching before this 8th point coming up here.
Well, I tell you, I wouldn't be shocked if we start getting some "we are" chants from the Penn State side, and I'll say we are getting a treat in a game right now.
Yeah, this is an absolute classic between these teams right now, and selfishly, I say this a lot as an announcer, but selfishly, I'd love to see overtime here.
Nothing selfish about it. You're also helping the people too. If we end up
give
getting
the people what they want.
Exactly. As long as everyone has fun, right?
That's right. I just want all the teams to have fun.
So, Ohio State, they've given up the last 4. Now they find themselves down 4-3, 5.5 to go. Obviously, plenty of time to get a point. But what is it going to take to get this game back into their favor and hopefully send this thing to overtime?
I think they need ball control. Penn State's got the better side right now, and you hate to say that the facility itself plays a factor, but we all know it does to an extent. Ohio State has not really had much ball control this second half here. If they can get that, and Penn State just teed off on those team throws. You just can't let them do that.
Yeah, it's like I was saying earlier, one of the things is Penn State has been winning a lot of these opening rushes, during this momentum swing.
Absolutely.
And I think for Ohio State, and especially now because you're down, you gotta go all out and sell out for this, for this opening rush. Even if it's some of your better, players, putting them at risk, you got to get some balls on your side of the court.
Does look like we have a substitution alert here for the Nittany Lions. I believe Nicholas Norman, the grad student, number 13. I do believe he's checking in for the first time. I could be wrong on that, but I did notice him up in the top there, flanking Zach Taylor, the senior. So there we go. So they reset. It was a bit of a false start there, and
Ethan Lempool goes down on the opening rush there. But I don't think that's necessarily too bad for Ohio State. They have 7 balls now. We should be seeing some team throws coming to the Penn State side.
Clock not a factor just yet, not in this 12v12 format. We're coming up on 5 to go here. If you're just joining us.
Oh, wow. What a miscue from Penn State. The ball's over.
Okay, early balls over here, and like we were saying, ball control, right? This doesn't get any better than this right now.
Yeah, and the players on the Penn State bench are pleading with their players on the court. You have to be listening to us. We have you guys on the count.
Yep.
And they missed out on that.
I was going to say, it doesn't get any better than this for the Buckeyes in this situation. Now, hopefully, they're thinking on their side, we can give Penn State a little taste of their own medicine with team throws here.
And a little bit of yelling on the Penn State side. I think you got to make sure that you stay composed, even with the mental error there. You still have a 4-3, advantage.
Yeah, there's a little confusion on the Nittany Lions side right now. Here goes the team throw. And another one.
And actually, there was a timeout there from Cloud. That was their first. That was their first in the half. So they still have one more remaining. Used it in order to get that ball back, and I think that's a good decision.
Excellent timeout.
Yeah. So now Penn State has 4 balls to Ohio State 6, and that puts you in a much safer position compared to when that ball was rolling over. It was going to be potentially 7-3, balls advantage, and every ball counts in this scenario.
So 5:01 to go, second half here. Ohio State now trying to make a comeback of their own. Been a very streaky game here. They ran out to a 3-0 lead. Penn State came right back before half to make it 3-1 and just carry that momentum into the second half, and it's been all Penn State ever since, as they now lead the Buckeyes 4-3. And this would be a big upset for these upstart Nittany Lions here, looking to make a statement on day one at Nationals here from Athens, Ohio.
Yeah, absolutely. I can only imagine how much more they'll shoot up in the, in terms of their seeding for tomorrow with a win like this.
Yeah, now correct me if I'm wrong. Our seedings are a combination of our Gonzalez ranking and then also the hybrid NHL based on games played and things like that, points scored. But today the points are double for the Gonzalez, correct?
That is correct. It's been a tradition for Nationals to have double valued points for your power rating. And I know a lot of it is kind of rooted in more of the historic. That's been kind of a point of a contention because the double points thing has kind of been rooted in historic lack of travel for some teams, and so Nationals being kind of the opportunity to bring everybody together, and you get to see more of a level playing field that normalizes things a little bit. But now with the frequency of games, there's some that have tried to argue that maybe we should go back down to normalizing to make it just a single multiplier instead of a double. For this event, but I won't deny it definitely adds a little bit of flair and excitement to, into the importance of these games.
Meanwhile, Ginsburg got a big kill on Cloud in the middle there, and the Buckeyes are in control at the moment here. 4:15 to go, second half. Buckeyes trying to come back.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Penn State. It's very clear they're taking their foot off the gas a little bit and want to try to get down to the very edge of the shot clock. Well, that time proved me wrong. But, make sure that you're not losing too many players in the process. Is what I was getting to, because with these really long throws, you also put yourself in danger of throwing long catches, and you definitely don't want that if you're a Penn State player.
So Jimenez went down for the Nittany Lions, and he's been one of their best catchers in this comeback. Him along with Hunter Stewart there. So that was a big out for the Buckeyes, and he's kind of buried in that outline right now. So
yeah, I think if you're Ohio State, it's about three and some change at the moment. I think if you're Ohio State, you need to get down to about 5 players. You need to get down to about 5 players remaining with about 2 minutes left to feel really good. I don't think it's necessarily going to happen here, but you gotta put your foot on the gas a little bit. And Rob goes out there, so that's a good start for Ohio State.
Yeah, another missed catch by the Nittany Lions. They've had a couple of those in this pivotal 8th point here. So.
Well,
Ohio State getting the rollbacks here on the wall ball strategy. So,
yeah, again though, I think we got to see Ohio State push a little bit, and that's what they're doing right here. Just miss on both throws.
Good help by Atkins Stewart there, kind of working together. Stewart throwing, Atkins blocking. Big hit on Eck by Prohaska, and like I said, we hadn't called his name much during this Penn State run, but he's back in a big way there.
So 6 players remaining for Penn State, and we're right at that 2-minute mark that I talked about.
Blanchard goes down. Sleeping on the counter.
So this is exactly what I said Ohio State needed. 5 players remaining for Penn State with 2 minutes remaining. You're now down to a 10-second count for Penn State, and you're in a much better position for Ohio State to try and get back into this thing.
Prohaska missed the catch there. $1:40 to go, second half. Penn State clinging to a 1-point lead. Good reset. Ginsburg with a good wall ball throw there. just missed getting the kill on Jacob Leonard as well.
And a team throw gets a player in the corner. 4 players now for Penn State. And a missed catch in the corner. 3 players now for
Hunter
Penn State.
Stewart just missed the catch. That would have been huge.
Jacob Leonard goes down. 2 players left for Penn
Gets
State.
caught sleeping, so we've got two players left for the Nittany Lions. One of them is Nicholas Norman. We said he might be a little cold. He came in late here.
Team throw incoming. 1 player remaining for Penn State.
Under
Less
a minute
than
to go.
And then the timeout there.
And I think Ohio State only has 1 ball left. Maybe, 1 ball left, and it's in the hand of Derek Kemper. So they don't have to throw. Nicholas Norman is going to have to come up and throw. 52 seconds to go here. Essentially, he's got to make 5 or 6 throws to get his way out of this.
Yeah, and I think if you're Ohio State, given the numbers advantage that you have, if I'm them, I just completely stack the attack line. And I say, lay out for a catch.
Absolutely.
Put your body on the line. Do what you need to do to make sure your team wins this point.
Yeah, I think they should go to that high line strategy. They definitely want to force him to make some throws. They want to get balls, and then they can go to a quick team throw maybe. There's no pressure on them to really throw. He's got to make one in 10 seconds here. And then they can hopefully set something up. I think with their numbers, they're definitely going to get this ball, which still will not initiate a shot clock for them. It'll still be on.
Still be on Penn State
Yep.
to throw. But I think that if
He's going to build himself a little wall here.
we got a little bit of OHIO going on.
Trying to get the Buckeyes into this one. Trying to force overtime. You can see the gallery starting to fill in quite a bit. Oh, that's not going to be a throw.
That second one.
The second one was good, though. All right, so nobody home. Kemper and Kemmer on the team throw. Under 40 seconds. About 4 throws for Nicholas Norman here. That's a good spotted throw. And nothing, nobody home there.
20 seconds.
O'Malley just misses. Kemper not going to give him an inch on that line.
I don't know what Ohio State's doing. Get on that line. Misses the catch there. 9 seconds remaining.
They've got to go.
No need for Penn State to
Norman,
throw.
he's got to make one more throw. Oh, just misses it. Oh, that would have been incredible by O'Malley there. Way to lay out for that catch. And look at these Nittany Lions celebrating.
Folks, that's what it's all about. Oh, my goodness.
Big upset of the Buckeyes by the Nittany Lions here on day 1 of Nationals. And unbiased, that's just what you love to see out there. Who the teams are, you just love to see that emotion. A well-played match like this. That's what it's all about, everybody.
Yeah, I think it goes without saying. That's been our game of the day for sure.
Absolutely. We were an inch away from overtime right there. O'Malley laid his body out. Colin Vargas style, trying to go for that catch and showing each other respect. That was a heck of a battle by these two teams, man. And boy, can you imagine a rematch tomorrow? Because that's probably gonna drop Ohio State a spot or 2 in the rankings. Maybe Penn State now can creep up into that 6-7 range, and they could be finding